Welcome back to Controversy. It's the show that you will hear about all these news that not in news category from all over the world. From us. We are the ones.
They are in the news. They're in the news.
Yeah, but it's mostly it won't be in political it won't be in political news or local news.
It's just stories.
On the BBC website, it's always like also in the news. It's like you have to look for it.
Yeah, there'll be also in the news, odd news or not news. There is a category not news in
they're the fillers. Like, you know, when you don't have a good enough story to put on page 2, 3, whatever, these are the stories.
But all this thing actually I think it's pretty interesting because it's something about psychological of humankind.
There you go.
Talking about humankind. Today we're not really on the earth, huh?
No,
today
we're up in the sky,
floating around.
Next story from Golf dancing to capture passengers' attention during the safety instruction.
I'm sure, you know, all of us have seen it on YouTube. It's the Cebu Pacific Airlines that demonstrated the safety procedure to the tune of Lady Gaga. So when you get on the airplane, of course, you know, every one of us know it's kind of boring because we have to listen and
we never pay attention.
Exactly.
And we know it by heart.
The safety instruction, you know, where the exits are, how to use, you know, the mask.
All those stuff.
Exactly.
The vest.
So the airline, Cebu Pacific Airline, which is belong to the Philippines, they came up with the idea of, you know, trying to capture people attention on flight. So what they did, they have choreographer hired to choreograph the dance for all the flight attendants crew for these only two domestic flights that they're offered right now, as of now. So that's the dance. So they will come in, you know, walking in, start dancing, and of course, you know, the instruction are playing in the background as well.
Yeah, it's capture attention. It's good enough job. I mean, it's what's it called?
It's original.
It serves the purpose. It's original, and it doesn't harm anyone. It's pretty entertaining. I
saw this clip before today, and you know what I was thinking? I would be listening to the background. I'd be looking at their dance moves and kind of like grooving along with the dance.
Think about it. Normally, nobody care about anything ever. Nobody even looking at them. But at least
they're pretty sexy. You have to give it to them.
Exactly.
So
this is
look at the way.
It's just like more enthusiastic in the way they work, right? But that's the problem. Of course, you know, the women rights group came out and say, you know, is demeaning, is, you know,
using a woman as sexual subject.
Yeah, exactly.
Or everybody.
Well, you have to admit, because the dance is not exactly, you know,
masculine.
Exactly, is very sexual. I mean,
maybe
you know, it's designed that way.
Maybe they will come up with a guy move in the next flight or next week or something, and we will see something different.
A guy's dance routine. But you know what? I don't think it's necessary. It's cool. It's a cool gimmick. It's definitely going to grab some attention. But I think after a couple of weeks, they should just cut it.
Or maybe change the routine.
Well, no, it is kind of demeaning to women. It's good as like a quick little gimmick, but it's
because the thing is, you know, being a flight attendant, I mean, this is. If you have to do this every single flight,
I know, it'll be boring.
It's not going to be fun, and plus, you know, you attract different attention.
Exactly, and you don't look professional. So if a guy,
it's like MK weather,
exactly.
If a passenger grabs your ass, which they, you know, obviously shouldn't, but if they do, you wouldn't be surprised because you've just been shaking your booty for the last 5 minutes.
Well, if you look at the attire, is the dance move is not even that.
And this is another one from the Swiss airline. If you guys look closely, because I guess all the airline trying to get their point across that people pay attention to the flight instruction for the safety, this is paint on.
Oh,
that's not.
I can see.
That's not their uniform.
Cool.
That's not clothing. These are paint on. So people are paying more attention, hoping to see something. See, for me, this is more. You know, I think it serves more purpose, because the thing is, you have to look, right? And you don't hear anything.
Right
exactly. And you just kind of like, oh my God, will I see, you know, the hoo-hoo?
Yeah.
That's clever.
Exactly. So that's the Swiss airline. It just show us that, I guess, less people, less of like
is it
very
KLM?
little of us.
It's not KLM, right?
It's Swiss Air, right?
Swiss Air, yeah.
Okay.
It's less people paying attention to, you know, like in-flight instructions.
I didn't even pay attention to you. I'm watching.
Even the pilot doesn't
exactly.
That's funny.
And these are, of course, you know, it's taped. It's a video, so it could be played over and over, and I think it's better. But the thing is about the Cebu Pacific airline is that this airline has some kind of activities like this offered. They have trivia show, like they have like games and stuff. a lot of gimmicks to get their customers entertained. I guess
to give them an edge.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot of competition in Philippines or something.
The budget airlines aim to kind of, they're going for a different market as well, and maybe people like that. And in the UK we have Ryanair and EasyJet, right? They sell scratch cards on the plane, like a lucky draw.
The lottery, lotto stuff.
Stuff like that to keep them, kind of distinguish them from other airlines.
Right.
In Thailand, in Asia, I think it's Air Asia or Nok Air, I'm not sure, but I saw it on the website. There is this one air hostess, the flight attendant. She is really funny. And she just make a joke about everything. Oh, we have this and this and this available in the menu. It tastes delicious, but of course we out of it. Everything is so sarcastic, but it's so funny.
Right.
And she said she applied for the job to be flight attendants for so many airlines, and they never pick her. She said probably how she is because she, have her own character and that kind of thing. But finally, she finds something that fit her, and people actually remember her
and respond to it,
and a video recording her and put her on the internet. She's funny.
Interesting.
Yeah, so but that's the individual stuff. It's not like by an airline, but of course she didn't violate any airline regulation.
But that's the thing. Like Amy said earlier, like it just doesn't scream out professionalism. Yeah. And the thing is, to be a flight attendant, you do have to demand order and authorities.
You're in charge of a lot of people's lives and safety.
Because once the the emergency kicked in, you have to be able. Like people have to listen to you.
Well, but. See, here's the thing. For me, I don't think that dancing to get attention while demonstrate all this stuff will make me feel of them as less of a professional.
Yeah, but you're a woman, and also, I think a lot of men, let's just generalize, when they see that, they won't respect them as much.
It's just translated into one thing, because it's not a dance like, I'm pretty sure if they do a robot dance, it's going to be different, like, or a lock, or pop and lock or something. Yeah. But this is like very, shaking.
That would have been funny if it was like a one-off, a bit like the Manila prison video, right? Doing the Michael Jackson dance routine. But I don't know about you guys, but I kind of like my air hostesses to be in a nice uniform, ready, kind of, that's what they're there for. They need to be.
And plus, these people are probably already, agreed to do this because obviously there's choreograph and everything.
Right, they have
so
to
this set of team already agreed to do it.
Right.
But if this airline decided to extend it for every single flight, imagine like if I'm applied to be a flight attendant and I ended up having to dance, it's almost like that stupid MK restaurant.
But they required only 2 of them on the flight. You see, there will be more than 2 people working, but they need only 2 or 3 to do this dance.
What if in that flight there's less people who wants to dance, or you don't feel like dancing? I mean, I have cramp today.
But you know what? But if you apply for the job there, you have to know already that there's a chance that you have to dance. So you're gonna apply for the job there. You have to know what's coming.
Yeah, but if later, right? Because this is just introduced. So obviously, those people who applied before probably didn't know this is going to be there.
Well, we don't know if they force their employee to dance, but I'm sure it's not going to be that miserable. I mean, it couldn't be that.
Have you seen the MK people? They're miserable.
No, but you have to think MK people how much they got per day. But this is flight attendant. It's probably a little different.
Not much more,
but they have to do a lot more than the MK employees, though. Don't forget that they have to there are a lot of things going on. Like, I've never known what flight attendant does until my sister, applied. Yeah, became one. And I'm like, you have to do all that within certain hours? She's like, yeah, while you guys are sleeping and sitting, this is what we do. And there's gigantic book that they have to memorize.
They're constantly on the move. They're constantly, yeah.
So it is a hard job, and
it's okay. Like this dance routine is for a short distance flight, right?
Yeah.
So that's okay, domestic, right? But I think there's obviously more can go wrong on a long distance as well, and you have more passengers on board the jumbo or the Airbus.
So I think that's why they didn't apply for it.
Yeah. Anyway, with that note, we probably have to take a really short break. We have not much time left, and we'll come back with a third story. Don't fly anywhere yet.